In general, in general, there's a lot to talk about. I'm not shy to talk about it, and I'm not shy to hold back either. This is my Friday on a Monday. I'm off Tuesday and Wednesday. I got a whole load of things that I need to do. But I want to throw some more thoughts out there that's been on my mind about we the people. I don't think we as a country react accordingly. We're too slow. Everything's an act of Congress. Of course, they got wag the dog, but that's not big to what I want to talk about. It's around that. You know, when you look at YouTube, when you look at other YouTubers, or when you look at other travel shows where they're in other countries, and you see how beautiful the skyline look. I mean, you want to be there to walk the street to see how it feels. Whether it's Japan, China, the Emirates, Africa, maybe Australia. But when you are away from the city, above the hill, I would say even Las Vegas, looking from Lake Las Vegas, you see a beautiful skyline in Las Vegas. When you're in the ocean of the Seattle and you look back on the cruise ship, you see how beautiful the skyline looks. I can remember Atlanta, Georgia. You walk away from the town, maybe a couple of miles, and you look back and you see a beautiful skyline. When you're in New York and you're on a cruise ship or anywhere else that you're up on a hill, you don't even have to even be up on a hill, just away, and you're at a certain angle, you see a beautiful skyline. Even LA, the town looks big, it's not that big, it just looks big. But if it ain't no smog around, you see a beautiful skyline. However, how come they always picking on New York? And you know who I'm talking about. The bad people. And that's what this is about at this particular moment that I'm talking about. Why they always want to hit New York or some other city that's big? How come they can't hit their own countries? It don't matter what type of government you have. So are we the weaker or are we the stronger? I think that we do too little, too late. The skylines are beautiful. It's the people who build them. It's the people who die building them. And if they survive, that's a great accomplishment. Like I said, I've been into CNN Tower. I've been in one of the World Trade Centers. I've been in the Space Needle. I've been in the Sears Tower. Of course, it's not called Sears Tower. But these places are huge in these other countries. And where do they get the money from? Is it from the United States? Of course, I'm sure they got homeless there, but of course you can't tell it, but you can tell it here. And that's just one aspect. That's just one aspect of many things that we see and witness in our everyday life while we try to make things better in travel. Traveling, of course, is, I think, being taken away from the middle class too. Are you able to travel single or married? With your significant other, everything is going up. And I said most of it is artificial anyway, but it's going to go up anyway. Now, here in the United States, you wonder why the infrastructure is not being built fast enough, why we don't have the high speed trains here. Why have we slowed down and it seems like the other places are speeding up? Haven't you ever wondered about that? I mean, for some of us who love to travel, don't you ever wonder what's going on right here? What's happened to our bus lines? You could used to travel on buses across country more so then than today. I am concerned about also the crime rates. We're not doing enough. What I see is totally ridiculous. So it doesn't matter if you have a tour guide or sitting in a restaurant minding your own business. It does not matter at all these days. Of course, I've been in countries that have been, I guess you can call, a little strange. I haven't been back. Jamaica's one. Beautiful country, countryside, people. It seems like the crime rate there has gone up. Maybe people are not buying enough trinkets. Keep putting it in your face and you don't want to buy it because you're scared to buy from it. My hope is to want to go back there. My hope is to want to go back to Belize. I want to see more of the country because I only know about Montego Bay and the Keys, San Pedro Keys. There are a lot of beautiful places to go and travel and do, but nowadays you gotta worry about crime more so than they did in the past. I had a lot of things to talk about. I'm afraid to even write them down. I'm sure I'm going to come across it again, but I think that because we see so much hardship around us, that our hands are tied behind our back. If no one else is going to do anything about our surroundings that's in dire straits, it definitely is up to us. Some of you are probably saying, well, why is he talking about stuff like this when he should be talking about travel? Because it's all part of travel. I mean, you can overlook and make everything so positive. It's so positive that it's really unbelievable. Of course, it's our job as entertainers to show the most positive thing that you can. There is a big difference about doing something for nothing, about doing something for something. I would say more about it. There are some other stuff that I want to talk about. Sometimes I get my notes mixed all up. But the basic thing is, why are we always being picked on? What did we do wrong? I think it's what we're doing right, except for compared to all the other beautiful places around us that was torn down, and then we still had basically the same slow infrastructure in place. We are already misplaced. Eminent domain. We already have things already there that we don't have to misplace anyone from their home. We all already have the right of ways of train lines and bus lines and airlines. It doesn't matter whether it's isms or capitalists. That's what I said, isms. Because if you know anything about learning in school, you know what the isms are. Isms are supposed to be bad. Capitalists is supposed to be good. But they're all the same thing. You're still overlooking the people who need to be fed. So when you go to these countries, you see something that looks like a lower value system. They're not making enough money. But then again, bad is bad and good is good. I don't care what country you go to. I think the character depends on how much money you have. Of course, the more money you have, the more you can get around. But it's not going to do you any good if you can't go there. And that brings up another point. Why should I go anywhere where there's war? Why should I even sacrifice it? Some of these countries need travel. but maybe they don't need travel enough. To be honest with you, if I can go to every country, including the bad ones that most people think they're bad, it's all about political ideology and all that. I'm talking about traveling for travel's sake. But if I'm going to go there, I definitely want a heads up. And they're not going to give you a heads up. They just do what they got to do. And so, regardless of what you got to do, you should take your business elsewhere. This is Robin and Sean. This stuff is coming out top of my head. I think about these things all the time. That's probably why I don't go to most countries in the first place. Even when I was able to go, even when it seemed like it was peacetime. Because peacetime is not really peacetime. Because there's always negotiations going on. But if you got travelers, they're being disrupted. Not only are you messing up your own country, you're messing up everyone else's lives at the same time. So my thing is this. If you don't want to be part of the solution, is what they say, then don't cause any problems. Just separate yourself from everyone else. Because even if we did want to visit your countries, do you really accept us as human beings? Or do I have to hear and see all these so-called celebrities? Hopefully they're saying something positive instead of saying something stupid. I'll see you in my next video, whether you like me or not. Because more than likely, I'm still a small YouTuber. And who has time for that? I'll talk to you later. I'll see you in my next video. And what else can I say? Take care of yourself. Enjoy yourself the best way you can. Get around the best way you can, and whatever makes you happy. But don't go there if you have doubts. Don't go anywhere if you have doubts. You need some kind of assurance. Assurance and insurance. If that helps. Talk to you later, folks.